This for Michaela. Can you describe the energy that Wiley brings to the court? As soon as she steps on it, can you feel it?
Oh, absolutely. I think you can feel it as soon as the crowd goes wild every single time she gets on the floor and steps on the floor. And then I feel like that energy she just is exciting. She's exciting to play with, excited to be around, and I'm just extremely excited to see what this season holds for us.
In the back, Malaysia, defensively, what is y'all's mindset as a team? Do you feel like y'all can get into people this year, and how do you take pride in that defensively?
Defensively, I think our mindset is probably just stopping the ball, guarding our man, don't let him face cut us, don't let him score, really. It's that simple. Just don't let your man score and just build pressure. When you're on the ball, pressure the ball so that it's hard for them to make passes, entry passes. So I think everybody's just on the same page, which is like pressuring the ball and trying to get that steal, but just being disciplined at the same time.
Malaysia, obviously you've played in a lot of big games. But how did this rank? What was this experience like? Were there butterflies before the game? Did you wonder how you'd be received? What were your thoughts coming in?
Nah, there wasn't any butterflies. I think I just wanted to win, honestly. I already know what this team is capable of doing. We practice a lot. We play with each other a lot. So I feel like everybody knew what to expect from each other. But as far as me, I think I just was ready to play, ready to just start my third year of college, just feeling blessed, just feeling grateful.
Hey, Michaela, how did Zakaya help you all win tonight?
Double. I mean, y'all see it. She has an amazing presence on the boards. She's very versatile down low in the post. And I don't know if y'all saw, but at the end of the game, she even went to the wing. So just her being versatile and taking it personal to get all the boards.
Leif, for you. We know your ability to sort of get out in transition, push the ball up the floor, but how would you say your development in sort of the half court, how's that coming, and where do you feel like that is at this time?
I think it's coming along pretty well. In practice we emphasize being patient and getting ball reversals and just not trying to take the first shot. So I think I'm getting really great at being calm and taking the shot I want and not taking the shots that the defense is forcing me to take. And that just comes from a lot of practice. All of the coaches, they just stay on me about taking good shots and just being smart and knowing that I can get to the basket at any time. So I think I'm in a good spot with that so far. Except for the threes. We'll work on that.
Any more for the players? All right, thank y'all.
Good job, guys.
Questions for Coach?
Yeah, Kim, before we talk about the game, can you talk about this, what Scott Woodward meant to you and into the athletic department with his departure, but what he meant to you?
Scott hired me. So anytime a coach is hired by somebody, you have special feelings. My feelings are far deeper because I'm from this state. And I want all of us to always do good. I want us to look good. I want us to smell good. I want us everything good about this state. So I'm happy. I heard Verge is now the AD. I'm happy because I think Verge is like a lot of us. He grew up in this state. This is his school. And time will help all of us.
Hey, Coach. Malaysia led the team in points, steals tonight. What is that kind of two-way dynamic brought in terms of being a spark plug for the team?
Well, Malaysia, I remember that word when I was a player, spark plug, and I hated it because I came off the bench for 2 years. Oh, she's a spark plug. Well, okay, I'm a spark plug, but when am I going to be the engine? And so I'm very careful about how I use that with Malaysia because her skill level and her talent is better than just a spark plug. And it's our job as she goes into her third year of college to help her become a complete player, not one that does it in spurts or coming off the bench. The good thing is she's very unselfish. I also have a team in there that's very unselfish. If you look at the stats and you look at the number of shot attempts by each of them and then you base it on minutes played, I thought they woke up in the second half and started sharing the ball better. You went from 4 assists in the first half to 18 in the second half. So you've got a lot of players that can do good things. And the last 2 minutes, you saw the 5 freshmen. So we're gonna get better, and it's just gonna take time.
Yeah, Coach, we talked about the point guard position and not wanting to force Mylesia into that spot, but how much does she alleviate what a true point guard does just because of her ability to get in to speed up the offense and get you on transition?
Well, you see that a lot from her on the defensive end. That's God-given. Nobody taught her how to steal the ball, strip people. She was blessed with that talent, quick hands. What we're going to try to do is have her play all 3 perimeter positions, have her understand when the game's on the line and good teams are not going to let you strip them like that, you're going to have to execute. Now, where do I need you in that moment to help us execute? And those are challenges for me because Jada Richard has been really good in preseason. So it's challenging because I can put her at any of those 3 positions. And so I've got to be real strategic on when do I have she and Jada both on the floor together. So got a lot of options.
Kim, I guess kind of following up on that position, and maybe there's a couple of other too that I know because tonight's game 1. How do you sort of fill out, how many players get how much minutes? Is that you feel like it's more than you've had to do maybe in years past, just in terms of trying to fill out, whether Mylesia plays 20 minutes or 15 minutes a night?
Not more. Well, it may be more because of the depth we have. It may be more players. But in the course of a game that's not kind of a big margin like we had, you can't think about how many minutes they have. You think about the moment. You think about what you're going to try to do offensively and defensively, who needs to be in the game. What the non-conference does for you when you have 8 newcomers, 8, it allows you to see things when the lights come on that maybe you hadn't seen in practice, good or bad. And I think that's what I'm trying to do is give them all a chance with the lights on, and playing with different combinations, playing with returning players, and only have 5 of those. So that's what I'm trying to do more than minutes played.
Kind of answered a little bit what my question was, but combinations, players in different positions, like you said with Mylesia. How did you come into the game saying I want to see these players with these players, or just as the game unfolds? And how did that go?
Well, I do it every day in practice. I try to mix and look at the bigs and then the 2 smalls to get. I'm talking about posts, smalls to get, then 1 of each. That's kind of easy. The hard part is how many I have on the perimeter that can play. And that's hard. That's very hard. And it may be games where whoever's hot. Because some of them are really, really talented, but their talents are really equal. And I'm going to have a lot of gray hair, but it's all right. I know this team is talented. I don't know how good we are, but I know we're talented. And I hope that every game we go out there, I see something that just excites me. And they're very easy to coach. They pick up on things quickly. Like I give y'all don't need to know this, but it's part of coaching. I give a test every year, a written test on our defensive stuff. And the coaches were excited when they saw the scores because it was like, oh my goodness, the entire team was like, oh wow, they're not just hearing you, they're listening. And that excites you. It really does. To be that talented and also know the game. They know the game. The young lady that may know the game better than anybody on that floor is Meg. And she was one of the last ones to go in. Kids want to play with Meg. She knows her capabilities. She understands the game. And when you see a Michaela and those guys wanting to be on the floor with Meg, that tells you got something to work with.
Coach, more than half your points tonight came off the bench. What does that kind of speak to the depth of this team compared to last year's?
I try not to compare teams. I can't do that. I just coach those that I have this year. And we knew coming in that we had 8 new ones, and that's going to be a lot of work on our behalf because they have to play. Those 8 have to play, and they have to play with those returning players. So I'm not surprised. I could start a different group every night. The message to them is don't get caught up in starting. If you get caught up in starting, you got the wrong coach to play for. You want to get caught up in, man, am I on that floor when the game's on the line?
Was Zakaya and Grace, how are they progressing, and what did you see from both of them tonight?
Well, Zakaya is, she's deceptively powerful in there. She's hard to block out. She's going to always get those boards, and she can leap, and she quick leaps. So she reminds me so much, and I've told her this, and I even had Nina called her. Nina Davis was a 2-time All-American for me at Baylor from Memphis, Tennessee. She reminds me every day I see her. I was like, oh my goodness, clone of her. And she, one day, Z texted me and she said, Coach, do you think I could call her? She's an assistant at Middle Tennessee. I said, how about if I have her call you? And she did. Z is playing really probably, I don't want to say out of position, but she can play the perimeter. It's just what she does inside to help us make up for rebounds, and you saw it tonight. We got to find rebounding. We don't have Morrow. We don't have Reese anymore, so we have to collectively figure out who can help us rebound.
Kim, 23 steals. I know you've coached a long time. I'm sure you've had teams that have done that, but what did you like about your team's activity with their hands in the passing lanes?
I liked that we were very aggressive defensively. When you're aggressive defensively, a lot of things happen. One, you probably put the other team at the foul line too early, and we probably did that a couple quarters. But we got beat back door too much. We got beat back door, and that comes from not really pressuring the ball good enough. I thought guarding the perimeter 3 at all positions, we have to get better. Our posts are going to have to go out there and guard on the 3 line because we're big inside. I don't know many people, are just it's great. The top teams will take it in there, but other teams that don't have that kind of size, we've got to do better out there.
I know you're going to obviously go watch the tape and have probably a different answer to this, but initially, what's your biggest takeaway here from this first game?
We had a better crowd than I anticipated. We never have, just our great crowd until after football season and after Christmas. But I was excited to see the crowd was better than I anticipated. My take is always going to be this. I never take wins for granted. And watching us play tonight, I saw seniors on my team that realize this is the beginning of the end for their career in college. And you want them to understand you can't go back and get this game. For the young ones, I want them to remember this game because you will never be a freshman again playing in your very first game. So there was a lot of emotion there when I thought about the kids I get to coach on this team. I enjoy going to work. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy the questions that they ask. Sometimes I'll have teams that won't ask anything. They're just, talk to me. What don't you understand? So I can put it in layman's terms for you. That's a sign of a kid that wants to do good.
She didn't get a lot of notice probably, but Kaylin Gilbert, she seems like that's the kind of player in today's game who could have transferred.
She did. She transferred here.
I know. I mean, with all the newcomers coming in and everything. But what do you think made her stay, and what do you like about the fact that
She is,
stayed?
KG is, kind of does her own thing. You know, KG is mature. She just, she says things quietly to me, and I just look at her like, you didn't just say that, in a conversation type way. KG is playing more point guard than when she got here, and that's because after Jada and after Full Wally, who's next? So you have to prepare. I always tell them it wasn't raining when Noah built his ark, right? You don't know when you're going to be in foul trouble. You don't know when an injury's going to take place. So who are my third and fourth point guards? So she's playing a lot of that position, and I think she likes it. I think she likes it, and it's different because her game, she holds onto the ball a lot. She dribbles a lot. She can't do that as a point guard. You got to share it. You got to get rid of it. You got to demand what defense we're in. So tonight, she and Divine played together, and I just told them either one of you play point a little bit. But if you come to our practices, she's pretty much handling the ball with the gold team every day. You good?